Welcome back to Thrifty Whiskey. I'm Josh.
I'm John.
And I'm Eric.
And Joyce is going to tell you what whiskey we are drinking today.
Today you are drinking Dickel 8-Year Bourbon. George Dickel is a line of products from the Cascade Hollow Distillery in Tennessee and is most well known for making products labeled as Tennessee whiskey. But this bottle does not bear that label. Instead, it is labeled a bourbon, the first from the distillery. Master distiller Nicole Austin decided that this label would be able to showcase more of what the distillery can do, and it created a place to use some barrels from the distillery that tasted, in her opinion, more like bourbon than Tennessee whiskey. The mash bill used for George Dickel is 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. This bottle bears an 8-year age statement and can be found for around $30. As always, your prices may vary. Enjoy!
Thanks, Joyce. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what we think. Again, I know what we're drinking. They don't.
Hi.
Yeah, this is kind of funky.
I like it. I'm getting the traditional, caramel brown sugar notes from, a typical... I don't want to say bourbon, because I'm always wrong when it's bourbon, but I always have to taste it first. On the nose!
Those notes that you associate with bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Very much. Everything you would get from a traditional, oak barrel.
Yeah, it's very oaky.
It's like a fresh oak barrel, not a used oak barrel. Is that what you're saying?
There's an apple or a pear
there's no
note.
finish, yeah. And sometimes you get some of these older whiskeys. The oak comes through very prevalently, and sometimes it's very put off. It's put off.
That's what I've heard about.
That a word?
That's what I've heard about. The oldest Pappy Van Winkle is that it's over oaked.
Mm-hmm. Over oak. Thank you. Yes, but this isn't.
The pouch was what I was expecting, so I didn't get a good read on the notes.
The very interesting. I can't put my finger on it just yet, but there's an interesting note about halfway through the palate. Just gonna have to drink some more.
Oh no!
It's light on the front.
What is that note?
And the spice in the middle.
I think I know what note you guys are talking about, but I can't tell you what it is.
Black pepper.
There's some sort of fruit on the palate behind the spice.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Fruit.
I don't think that's the note you're talking about, but I think there is a fruit note there. I'm not sure what kind of fruit.
I'm going dry. Some sort of dried fruit. And that might be because this is a little bit more on the drier end for me on the back end. It's not at front. It's crisp up front and then it dries out. The rye kick in the middle is not off. It's not super strong.
I can't put my finger on what that note is.
I'm going to add a little water, see if it opens up anything. Okay. This isn't necessarily a tasting note. It's more of a texture note for the nose.
Okay.
It smells powdery. That with the water, it kicked the back of my tongue up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't put my finger on what that note is.
I'll ask you after we reveal the bottle about a certain note.
Okay.
I think the water definitely brought out a lot of spices.
I'm getting a lot more like big red cinnamon. Not like baking cinnamon, because that's also like big red cinnamon.
The finish is not as present with the water.
No.
There wasn't much of a finish to begin with, I don't think, though.
There was a moderate finish to begin with.
It's there.
Yeah, it's
it lets you know
it was there. But now it's almost not.
I'm not impressed with the nose on this one, with or without water.
It was better without.
I just wasn't getting much on either. All right, so we're going to dive into ratings.
So nose, I mean, you saw my facial reaction when we first nosed this. I like it. Very much a traditional, whiskey smell, nosy notes, as we say on the show. I'm going to give the nose a 3. I did enjoy it. I thought there was a lot there to break down, even if I couldn't think of the words myself. I thought there was a lot to it. Palate, I'm going to stick at a 3 as well. A lot of different things happening front to back. Very crisp at the front. That rye / big red, chewing gum in the middle, and then kind of going ahead and just really took it right into the back end. The hug was there, let you knew that it was there. Wasn't overpowering. I'm not sitting there going, it's there. So on the finish, I'd go 3 as well. Yeah, make it easy on you.
I'm going to give it a 4 on the nose.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the notes I was getting. There was all the traditional whiskey notes, plus whatever that intriguing note is that I cannot put my finger on.
Mystery note.
It drew me in with that, which I think made it very inviting on the nose. And so I'm going to give it a 4. On the palate, I am going to drop it down a little bit to a 3. It was good the whole way through. I enjoyed all the notes I was getting. The finish, I have to drop it down again to a 2. It was there without the water, but nothing to write home about.
I actually did not. It was not I didn't enjoy the nose. I actually didn't feel like the nose was very present. I had a hard time picking up notes. I was going to give it a 2.5 on the nose. I really enjoyed the palate though, so I was going to give it a 3.5 on the palate. And then the finish, I thought carried through from the palate pretty well. It wasn't like incredible, but it was decent. So I was going to go to a 3 on the finish. So we're going to move into guesses. We want to know what type of whiskey you think this is, what proof you think it is, how much retail is, and then how much are you willing to pay for this bottle?
I think this is a bourbon. As good as I'm going to give it. I think it's 84 proof. I think this is a $20 bottle, and I would probably pay 18 to 20.
I think this is a bourbon as well, but I'm going to go rye bourbon. So, the second grain is being rye rather than a wheated bourbon. I'm going to go 90 on the proof. 90 is a nice number because it's there. It makes its presence known, but it's not overpowering. What do I think this retails for? I'm going to stick at my 25. What would I pay for it? Probably 20.
I'm going to reveal what the price of the bottle is, and we're going to do the whole...
Yinzer.
The Yinzer...
TDY, yeah.
Yeah, the Illustrated Yinzer rating based on the price. The price for this bottle is $30. So
it's on the edge of your budget here.
$29.99 to be exact, before taxes. Haas... I don't know if I can say it was Haas, downtown.
Haas, downtown, or throw it out. I'm going to go downtown on this. I did enjoy it. I mean, of course, $30, right? Easy price range. But there's a lot at that $30 range.
Yes.
Right?
Even at the $30 exact price point, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. So I would leave this at downtown. I would try this somewhere else and then, make my decision from there.
I'm also going downtown. I think that there's enough other things at 30 that I wouldn't buy for home that this would be a thing I'm getting out.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, if I'm, but at the same time, even at a bar, I probably am going to gravitate towards something different.
Right.
Typically, right. Yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't just throw it out though. This is
no.
So I'm going to actually ask you, Eric, about the tasting note that you were getting that you had a hard time with. I'm going to say Flintstone Vitamin.
Shut the front door.
He knows exactly what
Somebody gave that note?
Oh, yeah. People give this note for this distillery all the time.
Oh, my gosh.
This whole distillery gets this note all the time. But am I right?
I never took Flintstone vitamins.
Okay. So maybe not then.
But for maybe a month of my entire life. That's not it.
Is it mineral-y?
It is mineral-y, though. When you said Flintstone vitamin, I was like, that is...
It is mineral-y.
It is mineral-y.
Okay.
Is vitamin-y.
And you said powdery, so you do get, with the vitamin, you get that chalkiness, right? All right, what do we got?
All right. So today we drank Dickel Bourbon.
What?
Dickel Bourbon.
This is old school label,
So this is a really new bottle. This just came out within the past couple months. This is an 8-year-old bourbon from Dickel. All of their whiskeys prior to this were labeled Tennessee whiskey, meaning they went through the Lincoln County process to make it a Tennessee whiskey instead of... And I'm not going to get into the argument about bourbon versus Tennessee whiskey and all that. But the master distiller, forgetting her name, Nicole Austin? Yeah, Nicole Austin. I think that's her name. She went through all their barrels, and they have a very unique profile for Dickel and Tennessee whiskey. However, she found a bunch of bottles that she felt didn't really represent Tennessee whiskey, but more represented and more tasted like bourbon. And so they've released this as their first labeled bourbon expression from George Dickel, which the distillery for George Dickel is Cascade Hollow.
They're really pushing the envelope on everything because they're also chill filtered, which in the bourbon world it can be a very polarizing thing.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of people think it removes flavor from it.
Yeah, I will say
that. So
a lot.
Not only are they going against Lincoln County. Well, they're going against Lincoln County. They're saying this isn't a Tennessee whiskey. This is a bourbon, but this is also chill filtered. Yeah. Which I don't know. Are the rest of Dickel chill filtered?
I think it depends on the batch.
Okay.
Because you go from you have your Dickel number 8, Dickel number 12, all of the other Dickel bottle and bond. That's really expensive and stuff. Yeah. That being said, there's a decent amount of whiskey or bourbon on our shelf that is also chill filtered.
Interesting.
At that price range, they tend to go. They want a more consistent profile, and a more approachable profile at a price range.
Which I don't have an opinion on it either way because I've never sat down.
Good.
I've never sat down and really looked at it in depth of is this really messing it up? Because I'm not tasting it. If you give me before and after, sure, you could tell stuff.
Yeah,
but,
90 proof, 8 years old. Distiller gave this an 88 out of 100. Tasting notes from around the web: on the nose, sweet caramel, spice, peanut. Palate, caramel, spice, char, candy. Oak, cherry, vanilla, and marzipan. Multiple people said marzipan. And
I don't know
a
if
lot of
I've
people have
ever
said,
had marzipan, so I don't even know if I can.
I think I've had it only because Joyce has probably given it to me.
Oh, probably. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then finish, spice, and heat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's spicy. Yeah, it's definitely stuck in there.
But Dickel as a whole has gotten a lot of vitamin notes. People be like, oh, there's that Flintstone vitamin in Dickel.
Kind of like how Knob Creek has that peanut.
Right.
Yeah.
Or bean products. in
Bean
general.
products. Excuse
Yeah.
me, bean products. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have to say about this whiskey. Until next time, may the winds of fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.